Last video. I actually don't have any of the stuff from last video because after I posted it, I had to delete all of the footage because I just don't have enough space to have like 2 videos on my computer at once. So basically just break it down. I'm a dwarf. I can't leave the Dwarven Mines until I complete it. I'm basically doing a chunk lock. I can't buy a membership until I get all the best in slot items for free to play. That's pretty much it. I'm a dwarf, so yeah. Oh yeah, and we stopped last time right before I got the rune pickaxe. I just needed a little bit more gold for the rune pickaxe. Need some more GP, so let's see how I get the GP. Who knows? It's a mystery. Wow, look at this poor person. He needs some money. Best way to get him money is a montage. Finally, after like 3 minutes of crab rave, I had enough GP to buy the rune pickaxe. So of course I did. Except for one little thing. I realized that I had made a mistake. I sold the adamant pickaxe, which was my current best in slot attacking weapon, to get the rune pickaxe. But the problem, I didn't have enough attack to equip the rune pickaxe. See where that conflict of interest is? It was a mistake, and dude, it's crazy because I could have sworn it was only 30 attack, and I legit had the rune pickaxe pulled up on my other monitor. Like, I saw the stat requirements to use it, and I completely flubbed. So I went back to the battle axe, and I kind of just used the battle axe till 40. I was like, it's more dwarvy, I guess, but dude, it was a total mistake, and it definitely like increased the playtime by so much. It was awful. But because I still needed 40 attack, right after mining and killing dwarves, I went right back to mining and killing dwarves for like another 5 hours. That's a lie, it was probably like 2 hours, but exaggeration's better. Always exaggerate. But luckily this time I found a new method. So instead of going and mining coal, right? Because you can get attacked by those king scorpions. So instead of taking extra damage, I just mined the coal and sold it to not Nermoff, the other dwarf that like buys or sells the ores. I sold coal to him because it basically sold for almost the same as gold, and like every time you'd sell it, it would only lose 2 GP value. So I just sold all my coal to him, and then every other inventory I would kill a few dwarves, go back, just back and forth. I would do a montage, but it's pretty boring. It's legit like, I don't know how people commentate over this. I clicked on the coal, and then every like 20 minutes I would click on 5 dwarves, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I'll just sell everything. That was it. There you go. Painted the picture in your mind. Now you don't need to see 10 hours of gameplay. You're blessed. You're welcome. This was the end of the 40 attack. As you can see, look at my gold. Selling coal was actually the meta that I found. So if I were to go back and do it again, I'd probably just farm coal. I wish you guys could see like how long this actually took in person. Like it took like what? Like 2 minutes for you guys. But like the journey from 30 to 40, I mean, I was mining in between, of course, but the journey from 30 attack to 40 attack took like 12 hours of like in-game time, which was probably like 2 or 3 days IRL. Like it took like, dude, I think I was just working like super ineffectively, or the dwarves were beating me. If I had the adamant pickaxe, it would have been way faster, because dude, I was getting rocked by the dwarves. I've got bad armor, no prayer, I've got nothing. So it took like a crazy long time to get from 30 to 40 attack. I was like, dude. Anyway, I was super excited for getting 40 attack, because that means I can finally leave free to play, and I was able to buy my membership. I know what you're thinking, right? Membership, dude. You can now use crossbows. You can go to Keldagram, Motherlode Mine. No. I can't use crossbows because I don't have the fledging to make crossbows. I can't go to Keldagram because I have to do the giant dwarf quest, which is a whole other thing that I'm going to do later. So my only option is the Motherlode Mines. And if I go into the Motherlode mines, that means I have to get the Prospector's outfit. Which, the Prospector's outfit looks really sick. It looks pimp. The only problem is it's kind of a pain to get. But to get it, we first have to go to the Motherlode mines. So I should probably explain that first. So the Motherlode mines is it's a member-only mining area, which is why I need the membership to do it. You can get there from the Dwarven Mines, this little entrance I'm about to show you, or from the Mining Guild. But for that, you got to be level 60 mining, so good luck. Once you enter the Motherlode mines, there are 2 floors. The bottom floor, which you have to be level 30 to access, which means that to use the Motherlode mines, you have to be at least level 30 mining. And the upper floor, which you got to be at least level 57 to use. You can unlock these with these things called golden nuggets. How do you get golden nuggets, you may be asking, right? Because that sounds pretty tight. To get those, you first have to understand how this works. So as you can see, there's a water circuit, as they call it, which is basically just like a water dropper from Minecraft, which you can repair with a hammer. It breaks down a lot. Then you have Prospector Percy over here. He's a scammer. Try to avoid him. Actually, don't. You have to. He sells the stuff. But basically how it works is there's a hopper at the front of the water circuit that you drop this thing called pay dirt into. You get pay dirt from the ore veins all along the walls. Now this method is pretty AFK, which it's either nice or bad depending on how you are. I kind of hated it because you had to click and then just wait and then click and wait and click and wait. So you have to find something to bide your time with. Otherwise you're going to lose your mind. I swear to God, I was playing Rust while I was doing this at one point, and dude, I was just sitting in core and I was just like mindlessly like clicking and clicking, and I wouldn't even finish the ore vein. I would like get one pay dirt from one ore vein and go to the next one because I just want to click something. Anyway, that is basically it. The chance of getting a golden nugget from your pay dirt is 1 in 32. So you basically are going to get 1 nugget per inventory. You need 180 nuggets for the whole outfit. 180 nuggets. So if you get lucky and you get the probable chance, you'll have your whole Prospector's outfit and 180 inventories of pay dirt. Which doesn't sound bad, but you get the pay dirt so slow and it is so monotonous. And then you also have to repair the water wheels, and you've got to run to the thing, and then you've got to take it from the bag and put it in your bank, and then you've got to do it all over again 180 times if you're lucky. I was not lucky at all. I did almost 245 inventories of pay dirt to get my golden nuggets. It was awful. This music, nope, it's banned. Never listen to it ever again. Am I going back to the Motherlode mines to go to the 2nd floor? No. You'll never catch me in the Motherlode mines ever again in my gaming career. Mark my words, dude. It was awful. It was bad. This music haunts me. So basically, to cut a very, very long story short, I sat in the Motherlode mines for like 30 hours, stayed up till like 3 a.m. every night doing this, all to get my beautiful, beautiful Prospector outfit. I would do a sick montage, but no, it would be pretty boring. What I will say is I will give you a little tip. If you're planning on staying in the Motherlode mines for a while, like past Prospector's kit, buy the 2nd story, as long as you're level 57 mining, before you start getting the Prospector's kit, because unless you have the full outfit, the bonuses are very minuscule. Like I think that you get like 0.1 for the helmet, 0.4 for the chest, 0.3 and 0.2 for the boots. So like you're not getting a bonus unless you have all of it. And if you're planning on being there for a while, going to this 2nd floor will definitely help speed it up in like the long term. So just bite the bullet, save up 100 gold nuggets, and go to the 2nd story. But that's just if you plan on being there, which I don't know why anybody would plan on being there. But if that's what you want, I recommend doing that. That's also what Reddit recommends, so I would listen to them. This is the full Prospector's outfit on me. The golden chain was actually donated by Snoop Dogg, so don't worry about it. The 2.5% mining XP bonus is probably nice. It's not as nice as the next item that we get, that's actually like I getting it first wouldn't have affected this, but I think I would have been happier if I had gotten this first, because I would have been like, oh man, that's something that's actually useful, like really useful, like super useful. Like I can't believe how useful it is. Now I know what you're thinking. What is this item that I'm glazing so much that it's so useful that I wish I'd gotten it first? That's gonna be the expert gloves. Now I know what you're thinking. How do you get these? Is it something cool? Do you mine for another 30 hours? You got it right first try. You're a genius. Yes, it is another mining expedition of clicking, but this one is a little different. The way that you get mining gloves is in the mining guild. Now, to be in the mining guild, you have to have mining at least level 60. Luckily, I was able to check this box with my 50 hours in the Motherlode mines. I was actually level 70 at this point, which is extremely embarrassing. Like, level 70 is high. Level 70 is how high you have to be to wear the expert gloves, which is the goal. So how do you get these? In the mining guild, when you mine like any ore, right, you have a chance to get this thing called unidentified minerals. Now, what do these do? You can trade these to a beautiful dwarf lady. First, you have to give her 40 unidentified minerals for the normal mining gloves. Then, for the superior mining gloves, you need to give her 100 unidentified minerals. And then, to get the expert mining gloves, you need the normal mining gloves, plus superior mining gloves, plus 40 more unidentified minerals. And I know what you're thinking. Dude, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but unidentified minerals have to be pretty easy to get, right? You're a genius. They're the worst thing in the universe to get. How many iron do you think I got before I got the minerals I needed? Which, by the way, was 180 unidentified minerals. Only 180. Same as the golden nuggets. And by the way, I was doing this as effective as possible. On the wiki, it legit says the most effective way to do it is to power mine in a 3 iron cycle, which I did. So, doing it as quickly as possible, as effectively as possible, how many pieces of iron do you think I have? And by the way, I probably dropped like the first 3,000 pieces of iron because I was like, it's fast this way. And I realized I didn't get any iron from the Motherlode mine, so I might as well store these and sell them later. They'll probably have some use. So just take a guess in your head how many pieces of iron were in my bank. Maybe like 5,000, 6,000, or maybe it was 4,825. If you said any of those numbers, you were wrong. I mined 14,826 iron. And I'll remind you that I most definitely dropped about the first 2, 3, or 4,000 iron. I wasn't counting. So if you do a little bit of mental math there, let's just say it was 2,000. 1,600. Basically 1,700 if we're rounding up at that point. And don't worry, the rest of the ore was not from me. That was actually from the Motherlode mines. The Pater actually gives you a fair amount of stuff, along with like the gems and the rubies and whatever. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what do these gloves even do? Like, at what point is this useless, and why do I even need these gloves to begin with? Is it just fashionscape? No, the gloves are actually really good. So the normal mining gloves, when you mine an ore like copper, tin, all the way up to gold, it gives you 1 extra gather. So you see I'm one hitting the rock, I get 1 iron per rock. If I wear the superior mining gloves, I'll get 2 iron before that rock is depleted, so on and so forth. And that's just for the normal mining gloves. The superior mining gloves, which is the upgrade that costs 100 unidentified minerals, gives you 2 of everything up until gold, and then gives you an extra mithril and an extra adamantite. This, again, just makes it more AFK. You click on an iron node, and it mines 3 iron for you before the node depletes instead of 2 or 1. It's pretty good, and it's just more AFK, which I wasn't a big fan of, so I actually didn't wear them throughout the grind. But if you like the AFK, it helps. And then finally, the expert mining gloves give you 3 of everything up until gold, 2 mithril and adamantite, and then gives you 1 extra runite, sandstone, and amethyst. This is extremely nice for AFK, which I'm not a big fan of, but even still, like when I have to mine amethyst, that's gonna be nice. It's just this is actually useful. Like there's going to be a use for this in the future, unlike another objective that I did. Well, actually no, the mining outfit's tight, so I'm not mad about that. But yeah, this was just another long journey of me sitting in between these 3 rocks on a dead server, or those 3 rocks over there closer to the deposit box. That was probably 20 to 25 hours of my gameplay. It was exciting. I really enjoyed it. I hope I can do it again sometime very, very soon. You guys just missed it. I just got my superior mining gloves, normal mining gloves, and 40 unidentified minerals needed to craft the expert mining gloves. What a coincidence that you guys missed out on 25 hours of the same exact screen in the same exact position and me just clicking on rocks. You guys are very lucky. I'm jealous. Some poor sucker probably spent like 4 days and 20 hours doing this for 5 minutes of recording. Like the rest of the recording is unusable. At some point someone made fun of me for mining. They're like, what are you doing? They're like, get out of the mine. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I like it down here. They're like, why is your mining so high? I'm like, I like mining. What's the problem with it? That was low-key kind of fun. But it was at like 2 a.m. so I was like, dude, just leave me alone. Because dude, he kept trying to steal my rock. I was like hitting a rock and he would call me a noob and then he would hit my rock. And I'll be like, dude, get away from me. But yeah, that's the superior mining gloves, and check it out. They're tight. Like really excited when I was doing this because I was like, this can be so cool getting 3 adamant ore from 1. But it took forever to mine, and looking back on it, it just looks like door key, dude. It's like I'm just hitting a, I guess not tough, but I still want to put it in because it's a little tough. But yeah, this is basically what they do. I get 3 adamant ore from 1 adamant vein, so it would probably be pretty AFKable if I wanted to do it, but I'm not going to do it because I don't have to do it. I also get 3 iron, so look, it's just more AFKable. I didn't do that during the grind because I think that would have taken longer. Like generally if something's more AFKable, it's not nearly as effective or fast, but it's more mindless, so I guess whatever floats your boat. But now that I had the expert gloves, the full prospector outfit, and my best in slot items, I checked back over the wiki and I found out that I had done everything. I had 70 mining, Motherlode Mines was done, Mining Guild was done. I can't do Amethyst yet, so I did everything I could. I had my best in slot items. I couldn't go to Keldegrim. I couldn't do any more crossbowing. I was like, I'm free. I can leave the cave. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, dude, get me out. Dude, I was gonna have a whole section where like a dwarf god came down, but like while I was voice acting, like I couldn't control myself from laughing. And after like 30 attempts, I just gave up. So I was going to continue the video, and I was going to go out and do some stuff in the overworld. I guess not the overworld, just like the normal world, not dwarf land. But that'll just be for the next video. So yeah, I didn't really do anything, but dude, this took like 50 or 60 hours. So I don't have much video to show for it, but I did, like this took like 2 fucking weeks. So hope you enjoyed.